So Apple has just announced the most powerful and most advanced iPad Pro ever. So today we're going to talk about the details from the spring event that Apple had where it announced its iPad Pro. And I guarantee you this information will amaze you. So stick with me. Let's go. Apple is promising a massive leap in performance with the addition of the M1 chip on the Apple iPad Pro, which will indeed make it the fastest tablet out there. In fact, at this particular point, with this M1 chip on the inside, I don't think you can even call it a tablet anymore. This has to be considered a PC without a keyboard. So the M1 processor actually has an 8-core CPU and an 8-core GPU with 16 cores of natural engine, which means that's the cores put together. And this will give you faster performance and graphics, which is 50% faster CPU performance and also 40% faster graphics than the previous iPad Pro, which is ridiculous. Again, I'm going to say it again. Why do you even need a computer? So to put this into perspective, the M1 chip is actually used inside of the MacBook Airs and also the Mac Mini. And this is going to give people desktop level performance out of a tablet. I'm going to say it again. This will give you desktop level performance inside of an iPad. Samsung, where you at, man? So with that processor, you will be able to run a full suite of video editing software or anything else that you put your mind to with an iPad. What? Samsung, are you hearing this? And for the gamers out there, this iPad will be able to handle console level graphics. Console level graphics from an iPad. Yes. I'm not making this stuff up. Apple, just shut up and take my money. So as we peruse the website, we can see iPad Pro supercharged with the Apple M1 chip. And guys, that is a major, major deal. The fact that they're putting a desktop level chip inside of an iPad. Can you imagine that? Again, why even buy a PC? And why even buy a computer? So the 12.9-inch display on this device is the new Liquid Retina XDR technology, which has up to 10,000 mini LEDs, which will surely make the screen pop with deep dynamic range with honestly true to life details. This will give you some of the same color accuracy that you would get from an Apple Pro XDR display that costs just under $6,000, and the stand is $1,000 by itself. Whoa. The display will get up to 1,000 nits of brightness and 16,000 nits of peak brightness. That's like looking at the sun. No, I mean, not looking at the sun, but you'll be able to see the iPad in the sun. That's what I mean. No, I mean that even in direct sunlight at 1,600 nits of brightness, you will have absolutely no issue seeing that beautiful display that will be on this device. You will also have up to 120 hertz refresh rates. So again, for you gamers out there, 10,000. When you look at this, it's amazing how they fit these 10,000 mini LEDs inside of the screen. It's just so unreal the way they did that. And with 6.4 millimeters of thickness, that is ridiculously thin. And there's over 25,000 local dimming zones that house those 10,000 mini LEDs, which again is completely ridiculous. Now for the 11-inch version, there's only 600 nits of peak brightness, and there is True Tone and ProMotion and P3, but you will only get those mini LEDs inside of the 12.9-inch iPad Pro version of the device. So a good plus is the fact that Apple is putting 5G and Wi-Fi inside of this particular device. In fact, in both devices. So you'll have good connectivity with 5G. So you'll be able to get faster download speeds. Though 5G is not where it needs to be right now, you'll still get faster download speeds as opposed to 4G. And also it will have the latest in Wi-Fi technology with Wi-Fi 6. So you'll be able to take advantage of that latest Wi-Fi standard. I am very excited about the ultra-wide camera that is on this device, and it seems as though many devices that are coming out all have some type of ultra-wide camera. And as a YouTuber, I love ultra-wide because I love to capture everything inside of the field of view. So that ultra-wide camera gives you the ability to use the center stage feature that Apple really, I mean, when they showed this, I was amazed. by how far this thing reaches and goes. Look at this. This looks great. And it knows how to track you, and it follows you, it tracks you, it does all that stuff perfectly, which is great. On the rear of the device, there is a wide camera and an ultra wide camera. The 12 megapixel camera on the back is a wide camera, and a 10 megapixel ultra wide camera on the rear as well. So you can take some pretty good pictures, and also with a smart HDR. And there is a LiDAR scanner on the back as well. So all of you people who do want to have that LiDAR, it will be on this particular tablet. So in the past, iPads have had USB-C, but this particular iPad, the iPad Pro, will now have Thunderbolt 4, which is one of the latest technologies as far as allowing more bandwidth to go through. And this is going to be great. It's going to be a game changer. There's Thunderbolt 3 and there's USB-C, but Thunderbolt 4 is kind of the same type of technology as Thunderbolt 3. But with Thunderbolt 4, you'll be able to get up to 40 gigabytes per second of bandwidth for wired connections. So I think this is going to come into play later on down the line. If you want to connect your iPad Pro to something like a TV screen or a display or a computer monitor, you can connect it directly to your monitor and it will transfer that information quickly. In the past, whenever you have connected an iPad to a screen, it always has that funky looking crop and it never displays in the full resolution. So I believe with this will allow for that. And there are going to be tons of other features that you can do with the iPad Pro moving forward with this new Thunderbolt 4 port that they're going to put on here. It's going to be great. So there are going to be Pro accessories. There will be the Magic Keyboard and the Apple Pencil. And, that is what it is. I really haven't used the Magic Keyboard or the Magic Pencil that much. Whenever I have an iPad, I just put inside of a case and I just use it as such. I've never actually had an iPad Pro, but I think that this will be one that I will try to get, especially with all these features. It just looks great. And of course, the iOS looks great on iPads, and Apple is really good for updating those. So for the Apple iPad Pro 12.9 inch, the starting price is $1099, and this will be available for pre-order starting on April the 30th. And the 11-inch version will start off at $799 and will also be available for pre-order on April the 30th. And it will be released in the second part of the month of May. All right, you guys, hopefully this brought you some value. And if it did, hit the like button down below and also consider subscribing to the channel. Hopefully this information will help you to go out and make an informed decision on the purchase that you're going to make in the future with this Apple iPad Pro. Of course, there will be more information that comes out. Hopefully I'm able to get one of these devices, and I hope that I do. So guys, this has been Patrick with Patrick Tech Review. Peace.